Good evening, everybody. Hopefully you're having a good evening. Now, if the music's too loud, you can tell me how that's working out. I gotta make sure our cameras are bright enough. Yeah, that's probably bright enough for us. Now I noticed I put a clip in last video and there was some swearing in it. It was completely unintentional. While I swear like a pirate, I don't really have intentions of swearing on YouTube on a regular basis. It's actually something I try to avoid at all costs. So that was kind of a rail fanning kind of situation where got some real raw moments there. So I actually apologize for that. I don't really apologize too often, but that was unintentional. Yeah, we've had these brushes sitting in this water for a couple of days. We gotta get them out of there. I got a solution for really cleaning brushes, but I think we're gonna do, I got all these show ideas written down because when we move to the new place, I want to do them then. You know, excuse me, proper shop. I just played with that. Sorry. Okay. Get rid of these extra windows. So, here is our structure. All four walls are put together. It's not totally square, as you can tell. We've got to move it a bit this way to get it square. So, to get it square, we're going to have to put on the top cap that goes on the roof. This way, and this will give me a spot to glue each wall to the cap. Oh wow, I'm gonna have to cut off my braces here to give us room there. That's gonna be complicated. I don't have my handy dandy track nippers. Anyways, we're not going to work on that right away. I don't know if we're even going to get to it tonight. So like I've said 100 times before, we don't have all of my paints here. The roof on this model is a kind of silver with some what looks like dusted rust weathering on top of it. We're going to kind of do the same thing, except we're not going to do dust weathering or pigment weathering, whatever it is. I'm just guessing, really. I don't know what it is. I'm just assuming what it is. But what my intention is to paint the wall by brush. So I'm going to be doing a metal roof still with the... I'm going to be doing a metal roof still with the... I'm going to be doing a metal roof still with the... I'm going to be doing a metal roof still with the... I'm going to be doing a metal roof still with the... I'm going to be doing a metal roof still with the... I'm going to be doing a metal roof still with the... I'm going to be doing a metal roof still with the... I'm going to be doing a metal roof still with the... I'm going to be doing a metal roof still with the... I'm going to be doing a metal roof still with the... I'm going to be doing a metal roof still with the... I'm going to be doing a metal roof still with the... I'm going to be doing a metal roof still with the... I'm going to be doing a metal roof still with the... I'm going to be doing a metal roof still with the... I'm going to be doing a metal roof still with the... I'm going to be doing a metal roof still with the... I'm going to be doing a metal roof still with the... I'm going to be doing a metal roof still with the... I'm going to be doing a metal roof still with the... I'm going to be doing a metal roof still with the... I'm going to be doing a metal roof still these silver paints, but we're not going to be doing it the same way as in the picture. So I need my beverage, and I need to check the chat to make sure we don't have any issues. Hello, John Dilly. Yeah, I've been streaming you know, in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. This must be late for you. You're in the UK, or I can't remember. It's been a while. It's been too long, my friend. Australia or the UK? Yeah. If you want me to change any of the settings, turn off the music, turn it down. Nobody's going to tell me to turn it up. If you say that you can't hear it, then I'll just leave it the way it is because I can hear it. And that's all that matters, really. I think. I've been sticking my foot in my mouth too much lately. I'm just trying to be truthful to people, and it seems to be offending them to the point of insanity. So, like I've said a number of times, I've been, I don't have all my paints. I'm going to look in the paint drawer one last time to find some proper brown paint. The way I'm going to paint the structure is I'm going to start with a rust color. This drawer used to be very well stocked, but in the last 2 months I have taken all the good stuff out of it. I'm just kind of hoping and praying. I got 3 bottles of silver and no rusty brown or yeah. I'm really gonna have to oh, I maybe have something here. What's this? Got some flat earth here, and we got some old artists acrylics. These artist acrylics have really nice pigments, and the hell? That lizard looks like he's sleeping in an awful position. Come on, buddy. God, it's awful looking. What are you doing to yourself? Yeah, so this is a burnt sienna. It's a little bit too red. It's a brick color, and I'm looking for more of a brown. I don't want to have a brick color. So we've got some flat earth here, and we've got raw sienna here, which is more of a yellow. I'm not doing. We're not in a good spot here, my friends. Huh. So I'm not going to paint the bottom card until after, because I don't really know what color I'm going to paint that. Now this is kind of like a board and batten. It's not a board and batten, but you know those roofs that have the battens going down, reinforcing the metal. I'm still looking for a paint that I like. Some more. This one's too red as well. This one's green. These are some water-soluble oils. That's kind of scary. I don't want to mix up different styles of paint like oils and acrylics, because you really have to let one layer dry before you put the other layer on, and then making an emulsion in and of itself isn't a great idea. So I want to check this. Hey New Haven, how are you doing? Ah, West Coast California. You live in the nice place. Nice place with all kinds of crazy weather events. I think no, I'm not going to say anything about that. There's a certain point when I start to think about something to say, and then there's a veto that comes through. It's kind of like the SpaceX launch. It's about a minute before launch, and it's like, abort! Everything stops. Yeah, so I'm going to use this brownie. This is called Flat Earth, which looks like a little bit of a raw sienna. A little bit of a darker raw sienna. And I'm going to probably brown it up with my MIG pigments here, maybe. We're just going to paint this entire roof brown. I'm not going to paint the battens or whatever you call them, because all that stuff's going to be painted silver after the fact. So we're going to have multiple layers of paint here. Put a lot of paint on the brush because I want to get through this fast. Now the places these browns are going to show up is in between those battens, not on the battens. That's why I'm not painting the brown or putting them on yet. I want to get this on, get it cured up. It's starting already. As you can see, the paint's curling up the card. But this is only card, so I don't have to worry about wood breaking apart after swelling up. This card can easily be braced with a little bit of wood, and very easily, so I'm not worried about that. I want to thank you guys for coming and watching. I was doing a few morning streams, and you know, it's nice. It's nice to have a couple of viewers in there and in chat, so that I can go back to the desk and check it out. John, you might have noticed that I used to have a chat monitor on the desk, but I've got a real bad ADHD, I guess. I can't pay attention if there's a chat. I just get, you know, I just feel like getting involved with what you guys are talking about. And so I've put everything back on the desk so that I can concentrate on the task, and when I'm done each task, then I can go over and address the questions or what have you. So this paint is coming out to be, yeah, it's I can deal with the color. And actually, as I think about it, after I put the gray on, I can come back with a darker brown. I could color this darker with a little bit of, I don't know. Oh, we're in dire straits here, my friends. Okay, so those are the pieces done. Silver. I wonder what our soffit should be here. I'm gonna find my knife and fix the structure. Oh, you would think that the knife would be right here. Fat chance, hey? There we go. So today we're working on an O-scale kit from Carolina Craftsman Kits. As you can see, these braces are sticking up just a wee bit too much. And we have an issue. I'm gonna have to, there's a little prop out here, so I have to come off the side of the bench here. Yeah, this is gonna be hard. I don't think I can do this. Huh. Yeah. This is gonna be a problem. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get crafty. I'm gonna cut the paper away. Score some lines. Cut it out. I think one of the biggest things about modeling is not really having a set game plan, but being able to think on your feet. And I don't really know what thinking on your feet means. I've just been saying it for a few years. I just think that it means don't be shocked. Sorry about hitting the mic there. I'm still getting used to having it sticking off of my face. Now, the new shop, talked to my friend today. He works at a plumbing supply company, and we're gonna get the cable, or we're gonna get the conduit to bury the Ethernet cable from the house to the new studio, so that when it comes time, to get the floor done, we'll have everything ready to start streaming. And you know what, even when we're doing the floor, it's good to have the internet in there beforehand, so I could just bring the laptop in there and stream some of our work sessions while we're working, you know what I mean? Sorry, it's getting a little late. I still haven't grabbed my beverage, which I'm sure is going to help me in some way. Hey, Ron Brights. And yeah, totally get into the zone. The topic of chats being in front of my eyes, like I got my eyes on all edges of the desk, so if there's a monitor there with your friendly comments. I want to be a part of it. So, what are we going to do with this? How about we just do it gray? I didn't want to paint this yet. I wanted to get everything together, but we're on a live stream. Like, I'm pretty set in my ways on how I build a model, and you'd think that I'm be pretty used to this live streaming thing by now, but building these models is I can't plan it. I gotta keep things going. So I'm just gonna come around the edge so we don't have any white showing. I don't really need to do the front, but I'm gonna do it anyways. Let me move this to the side. So I don't know if you guys watched the earlier videos, but I used the steel wool and vinegar stain as my base stain for the wood, and you can see it's really popping through from that white paint that I wet brushed on. I just love it. It like looks really sloppy right now, I know, but I love the effect. And once we get the roof on, I'll be able to see where it looks janky still, where it doesn't look up to code, if you know what I mean. You know, John, I was supposed to go to California in 2011 for a gig, a modeling gig. But wasn't able to go, and ever since then I've been dying to go. You know how it is. You get the opportunity for a free, well, you're not a free, it's a working trip, but let's be honest. Do you think this is work? If anybody tells you this is work, they're insane. Like even last month, I was working 10 to 12, some days 14-hour days on the Rapido layout. And yes, I'm going to make a video journal of the entire project. I know I did some pretty shitty vlogs and stuff like that. I just wanted to show some pictures to you guys, and you know, it's like I wish I had twice as much money as I have so that I could sit on the computer for a good portion of the day. But I can't. I've got a lot of inside baseball stories that I want to tell you too. And I can't really do it because none of them are totally secured yet. But I have been talking a lot with Ken Patterson this week. I can tell you that. And I think that I've never met a person who's treated me as nicely in this hobby. Well, past you guys, my patrons and my friends, you guys are pretty darn cool. But you know what I mean, right? When you see a celebrity or somebody who's truly a professional, who's like, he's a photographer, he's a professional photographer, and he's got the passion of an entire club all packed up into his frame. And the thing is that I love that because I feel like I've got an overzealous passion gland too, right? Like how else, who else would put up with all this punishment? I don't think too many people would. Uh, the thing is you know, it's not. I don't want fame. It's just that I'm passionate about the things that I'm doing, and I want to spread the hobby. I don't want to be stuck. Okay, we got wet paint all over this thing, and I'm being dumb. Dumb. Okay, so let's start with that, and then another thing we can do is this will make it on the floor if it stays there. Get that brush back. Another thing we can do is oh, I got a donation earlier today. $50 from a guy who says here to say thanks. And if you watch this video, I want to thank you very much for that. Like I promote the Patreon as much as I can. Just getting some edges done here so that you know, like if you got shadows on the edges of roofs and stuff like that, you don't want things to pop out too much. So I'm just going to do that. But the thing is, I promote Patreon because it's an ongoing thing. But there's a lot of people who are just interested, you know, they might want to help out, and, you know, doing a little tip like that is really awesome. And just so that you guys know, every donation that I get is going to go towards fixing the floor of the new shop that I got estimate sometime last week of $2,000. And I'm buying a new house, so to get $2,000 out of the wife at this point, like if we made a major part of our income through YouTube, I know that the wife would be like, she's cool like that. She hears on the phone that Ken Patterson, it says Ken Patterson's calling. Though I can hear the wife get up off the couch. She's just running, and that woman does not run for anybody. So I know that she would allow me to get the floor done if I begged her for it. But I'm the one with all the credit, and I know that we don't have the money for it. And to tell you the truth, I don't mind making videos like this. It's a lot less expectations when you're sitting at a dirty desk in a dirty shop. You're on candid camera, my friend. You're actually seen on camera right now. So yeah. Where was I? Where I was is that just trying to figure out how I'm gonna do this roof up, because I want to have a lot of variation in color. I want it to be really nasty looking in some ways, and this grimy black This is some homemade grimy black. I don't know if it's actual grimy black. You know what the base color to this grimy black was for me? Burnt umber. If you, some ways you can look at this and it's got a red hue to the gray, and it's not red in reality. It's actually burnt umber. So if you want to try to make your own grimy black, I would start with mixing medium gray with a burnt umber, and then trying to get your color from there. What was I gonna do? Just got instructions. I want to get some wood. I gotta figure out how to make these panels. Oh, I was thinking about what that piece was called at the top here. I was saying soffit like a stupid roofer, but it's actually, I think Jeff has it written here as the rest of the frieze trim, spelled F-R-I-E-Z-E, to tie into the corbel facade. So this must be a corbel facade. Huh. Fun fact. So these pieces are in here somewhere. So those are the steps. Some brown tar paper, possibly for the roof. I don't know what it's for. Terrible at reading instructions all the way through. I give it my best shot. Huh, interesting. Thing is, I'm definitely gonna have to read the instructions here. I don't know what I'm looking at. Sorry about the hitting the mic. I hear it on this side, but it's probably like a hell noise on your side. And I'm also sorry about the desk being so messy. Like, when you're packing up your stuff and moving, it's like, it's not the time to put everything away. Especially when I'm like in the act of still keeping things on the fly with the channel. So let's check this. Hey Shadow, how you doing? Yeah, John, you know what? It's awesome. It's almost, it's high, like it's, I gotta change this over here. It's over here. So I could talk to you for a second. So yeah, you think that this hobby is a great thing to be passionate about? You know, I'm actually, like I was just talking about getting paid, a good wage to do this kind of stuff, and I've been really thinking about a way to do local clinics for non-modelers. And my angle is, my shtick, my reason for doing this is that, for wanting to do this, is because I think that, like, I'm not going to say model railroading, because that would be kind of, you know, I wouldn't be able to, like, okay, I'm trying to say words, and words are hard. But I think that if a person who is retiring or at older, you know, getting to my age or older, I'm 43 years old. I'm kind of a young pup in this area. But, you know, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 years old, if you're not passionate about something, like if you don't go to work doing something, what do you got to live for? You know, you sit there, watch the news all day, or you're watching some program that's, you know, making you crazy. Like, you watch Homeland, you think that the whole world's gonna dive in on itself, right? So I think that if you hook a passion into somebody's soul, that you'll actually save their lives. You know what I mean? You might see my eyes not looking at the camera, like the camera's right there, but there's a screen there with my face, and there's a screen there with my face. I'll show you. This is my computer setup. This is my OBS, where I've changed screens. I can go to my monitors and all this stuff. And then there's my YouTube back page, where I can see your chat and stuff like that. So if you notice that I'm not looking at the camera, it's not like I do have a funky eye, I'll admit. But, you know, I just kind of looking at different screens. I kind of forget where the camera is every once in a while. So I've been thinking about making a clinic that I could go to, maybe retirement homes, or I think it would be good to start at retirement homes, because they'd be like a captive audience, for lack of a better word. You know, they're all there, and, you know, just spread the passion. You know what I mean? So you're so right, and I agree. I think I said it first, but I'm not going to take credit. I'm going to give it to you, John. It's the kind of guy I am. Oh. I didn't do a heads up. You're right. It was 37 minutes ago, Shadow. You know me. I'm not perfect, man. I'm not perfect. I got bad eyes too. I'm getting in here so close to see these chats. So, yeah, I didn't get a heads up. Hey, John. Ron, do you have a live stream session this afternoon? Was at pub from noon till 6ish. No, I didn't have one this afternoon. I ended up spending a few hours talking to Ken Patterson. Well, not few hours. We talked for about an hour. And then I went for dinner to my mom's, because my mom has her birthday this week, and it's Mother's Day. And that's actually the occasion that I shave the big beard every year. This is for Mom, you know. I caused so much trouble. I didn't cause... I was actually a good kid. I've been to jail once. Twice. But it was nothing serious. So, you know, I was a trouble kid, but not that bad trouble. Oh, yeah. So I'm breathing into the mic. Good job, Shadow. You're a champ, man. Good job. Mic is up. It's up. Okay, so let's get back at it. I have to read these instructions and figure out I got a leash. So I gotta make sure I'm getting the right boards here. I think I've got the right boards. This roof is early standing seam copper roof. Copper roof. Yeah. But I'm not doing the copper. I could do the copper. I've got deep turquoise with some tropical blue. But I have a feeling that a lot of people are going to try to do copper roofs. And I want to do different colors on every stage of this building. I'm starting to get to a point where these review kits, I don't really want to review a kit because they all come out to be a great model if you spend enough time on it, right? So it's really not a bad matter of having the right parts in a kit, because there's many ways to skin a cat. You know, sometimes they're cheap parts that work, sometimes they're expensive parts that work, and to me the difference between those two things is nada. So test fit, there's snuggle. So he wants the roof to be glued together first. I really, it's not the fun. I choose my words wisely at all points. You see, our curl has come back out. Like, not fully, but as you know, it was curled right up. As these items dry, especially wood, if you get a wood that warps up because of your water, don't try to fix it. Just don't try to fix it. Put it down on the table, go do something else. That's all there is to it. So, okay, I gotta take off this shirt. I'm hot. It rained tonight. I put the heater on in this room. Oh, I didn't even change cameras. Look at the cameras. Didn't even change the cameras, you stupid fool. You know what I really need is I need a disembodied voice. So Ron, I think you want to change cameras, you dolt. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna do this kind of hardcore way. Only because I've got weld bond and it dries so quickly that I can cater ideas like this. So I'm gonna put a little bead on I'm gonna spread it out to the edge. Now, of course, this isn't the way to do it in this. He doesn't tell you to do it this way in the instructions. And you know, I'm sometimes afraid of people doing exactly what I do. I know this will work, but the thing is that it takes experience to be able to judge if something's going to be a success or not. And these things aren't always a success. So the trick to this, I think, is to hold it down nice for a couple of minutes and let it set up. Make sure it's in the middle. It's in the middle. Good. Damn, Mike. The other thing is too is I wouldn't advise you to handle the glue bottle the way I do. Put glue out on the table on a little piece of scrap. Use a little bit at a time. What people might not notice about what I'm doing when I'm putting out this glue like this is I am looking like I'm doing it like a crazy man, but it's really controlled technique. Okay, there we go. There's the front. And there's the back. Because I painted the bottoms of the walls grimy black, it's blended in with the board underneath it. Now I got this side. I'll go like this, and I know I have another weight around here. Jeepers creepers. Oh well. So, yeah. So back to a point that I was making about a gentleman who used the moniker "Here to Help." I think it's "Here to Help" or "Here to Say Thanks." Gave a $50 donation today. I know a bunch of my viewers are, you're really not the kind, you don't got a ton of money to spend, with these $5 a month, but you know what? My credit card is near its credit limit too. So I wouldn't be able to do it unless I had, the only way I can contribute to other patrons is through my patron money. And, if that wasn't able to happen, I wouldn't be able to do it myself because I'm at the edge of my rope too, right? So I understand that thing. So if you're just a one-time kind of guy and you're interested in contributing, it is streamlabs.com/justanother-scale-modeler, and you'll get credit. You can leave a message. It's a real nifty system that's real easy to do, and it's a vetted program that is used by all the big streamers. Like millions of dollars goes through this. It's legit. Okay, it's because our weld bond sticks up so fast I can move on to the next step. Now what if I came over here and forgot to change the thing? You're sitting there on the chat bench going, oh my god, you guys are just... looking at his tool bench like I care about his darn tool bench. So one of the upgrades I'm going to do at the new shop is I'm going to have a separate PC that is there for a very specific reason. One of the issues that I've had over time is that sound, when you start getting to the point where you're you're using mic audio, system audio, and then one or two or three program audios. They conflict in a major way. So I'm gonna get a cheap little laptop that is able to have a disembodied voice come in. And you thought that was a joke, but I was serious. And that's gonna happen. I was gonna brace these, but I don't have to. I don't think. Well, this don't fit. What the hell's going on here? Hmm. Wow. Huh. Like, it's just card. I could cut out a piece very easily. I'm probably missing something here. I think I'm missing something here. Huh. So I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt, because I believe that I am putting my piece to the edge of our board here. I'm sure it's written in the instructions. So I'll just show you what's going on here. So we've got this piece of board, and it's a little bit too thin at the bottom. Just like that. You see how it's just out of whack a little bit, eh? So if I had pushed them in a bit, it probably would fit. But I like the roof where it is. Like, I really love the way he does these roofs, because he did, like, I built the post office, and that roof was built in much the same way. And I was, you know, sometimes I get a kit and it is a production sample, which means that it's before prime time. It might not be available yet. So This is an abort sequence. I wanted to do this tonight, but you know what? I'm gonna hold off on making any drastic decisions because I'm gonna talk to Jeff and see what's going on with this. Maybe I've got it wrong, but in reality, I've got card like this around, so I could cut a new piece perfect for it. I'm going to come back to the chat and see what you guys say. It's interesting. Hey, y'all, watch this. Hold my beer. Saying, I think, is like saying, hey, y'all, watch this. Ron like doing things, a spur of the moment. Yep. Yeah, you're right, that. Just give them a trim. Well, the thing is they're kind of thin at the bottom. So I'm going to show you. I'm going to get in there and show you again. And this is why I think I've got it at the wrong pitch. If I push this board into this corner, oh, this is gluing in, so that you could see it on this edge, that we're out about a 1/16 of an inch. I hope you can see that. See that little shadow right there? That's a 1/16 of an inch, or maybe a 32nd. You can see this is it's tight. So yeah, I could turn around and trim the top, but my bottom's too small. Oh, you're right. I just cover it with paper. Abort. I got John around. What do I need to abort for? I'm just gonna put a mark on the top right here. Okay, you and you. Doesn't matter if I screw up the part, I'm gonna try to replace it anyways if I screw it up, so. Okay. So I made a cut on the inside. So my advice to always cut 2 or 3 times when doing this kind of thing. Because I just made a shot in the dark there about how much I should cut off. It's better to cut off not enough than too much. Like when I first started construction years ago, I was sent to go find the checkerboard paint and the board stretcher, and I still haven't found it. Yeah, you're right, John. Do a little prayer to make sure it works. Yeah, I don't like it still. Huh. Yes, this is totally fixable. Okay. Use the knife run. Just a smidgen off that side. Smidgen off this. Make sure that we fit. Oh yeah. Okay. So because we're doing this kind of crap, I'm gonna brace this. Only because I'm going to be fitting this in between those other pieces, and I don't want any wavy gravies going on. So now this is going to get some paper in the valley or the peak. A couple pieces of scrap wood that we cut off from the braces. Gotta put it up a bit. I don't want it to clash with the board on the bottom. But I want it to sit proper on that bottom piece because it's going to be integral to getting it sitting true. I don't think I'm going to be able to finish this tonight because I'm going to have to let the glue cure up a little bit extra in between these pieces. But basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue these pieces on the roof the same that I did this. And then after I'm going to take some paper and I'm going to tar paper it. Paint it grimy black. And tomorrow we should have a roof with all four sides with paper on it. Deal? I lost my beverage again. Doing this live stream thing, it doesn't always go to plan, and I got a pre-production kit before. I don't know if this is a pre-production kit, but that's a telltale sign that it is. Yeah, totally, Shadow. This Shadow Wolf said, this is an excellent example, especially for beginners, that even if something doesn't work out, it's not totaled. You can recover. And that's the truth, man. It's card. It's card. You know, this card that I'm looking at doesn't look any different than a 12 packs card stock. Maybe it's a little bit thinner. And yeah, it's got little lines to tell you where to put the boards, but if you can't, I'm belittling people by saying that. I can't say that. If you can totally copy those lines from one to the other and just recreate it. You know, use a pen, mark out the style. The one roof is dictating what the other roof panels should be, and really in this Alright guys, this is my advice for the manufacturer, and this is what I'm going to say to them. Because the original kit had these pieces on as like a trapezoid, so that instead of gluing these pieces on, they're all together and they kind of fold like origami onto the roof. I'm talking to myself here and nobody's even seeing anything. Randy, thanks for watching, buddy. Thanks for stopping by again. Yeah, exactly, right? So what I'm going to say to him is that he should continue to make these roofs origami trapezoids, so that instead of gluing these pieces on separately and having angles that don't work, the roof should go like it looks like in the instructions. And because these are separate and the instructions show that trapezoid thing, I bet that I got a pre-production model. And that means that any model you get after the fact, he's already dealt with it. And that kind of thing. Like, I've built a few pre-productions from CCK already, and so I'm gonna talk to him tomorrow. And I usually keep that stuff private, you know, to me and in the manufacturer. But we're inside baseball now. We're friends, right? So I'm gonna share this stuff with you. So cheers. We've been on for an hour. If I go on for any more than that, I get in trouble. So, for the win. Cheers for the win. Roll Tide. So, I'm going to talk to you guys later. Yeah, you can see over here. You look right down there, you see here to thank you, donated $50. If you want to be on that list, here to thank you said his name was here to thank you. You put your name on there, you'll always be on there. It doesn't log out, that stuff. That's collected for a long time, because some of this stuff was donated in January, like Patrick Gervard and Jeff Martin. You know, a bunch of people have contributed over time. I think Shadow Wolf. I know a whole bunch of you have, and I gotta thank you. I want to thank you for being patrons. Not all of you are, but you know, some of you are, and you really, I would have quit. Honest to God. You know, this winter was really difficult for me in streaming, and it's not always easy with real life hitting around, so you don't really feel creative when things are happening. So we're in those summertime though. I got that feeling like, you know, I cut the lawn, I want to come back in and relax and do something, you know. So Ron, I want to say something before you go. I still have those circus people, and the circus project is on my list of projects to do in the new studio. Thank you very much for those. You are a champ. Thank you, John Dilly, for being here for the whole hour. Shadow Wolf, Randy's Rock and Roll Railroad, everybody. Thank you for watching. Have a good night. I hope to see you tomorrow. Maybe around 10 in the morning. And then if we don't get the structure done, we'll do it again 10 at night. Yeah, around 10 at night. Shadow, surely I'll forget. Talk to you later, my friends. Thank you. You are the best. And as it says right there, make your passion contagious. You know, spread the hobby. Show people how happy this stuff makes you. And maybe they'll find something. Maybe it's knitting. You know, maybe it's quilting, shirt making. I got shirts. New shirts are coming. There's some really good shirts in the store right now. If you look in the description of my videos, Sun Frog. Oh yeah, but if you want one of these, I think they're at Designed by Humans, which is also down there. Talk to you later.